Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. Yet we have another suspicious incident where an 18-year-old was transported to a hospital and now is in a coma after spending less than 24 hours in an Oklahoma jail. I want you guys to watch this video, and we're going to go over the all too familiar case of a black man going into a jail and leaving out at the brink of death. This video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes only. Just watch.
Questions surround what sent an 18-year-old to the hospital with a traumatic brain injury because he had spent less than a day in the Oklahoma County jail.
And the next time his family saw him, he was in the hospital. News 4's Lauren Henry spoke with the young man's mother.
Antonio Hendricks spent less than 24 hours at the Oklahoma County jail. Now he's in a coma, fighting for his life. His family still searching for answers.
My primary question is what happened to my son and who did it.
According to court documents, Antonio Hendricks was pulled over for improper lane use near Southeast 44th and Sunny Lane. Police ended up arresting Hendricks after finding a gun in his waistband. They say he also didn't have a valid driver's license. We requested the body cam footage of the moments Oklahoma police officers took Hendricks into custody. It appears he is talking and walking normally. We know he made it to the county jail where this mugshot was taken.
The last call we received from Antonio was about 11:45 a.m. The next call I received was at 6:14 p.m. saying that my son was in intensive care at SSM Midtown.
According to Mark Opgrand with the Oklahoma County Jail, Hendricks was booked into the jail at 7:15 Friday night. Hendricks' mother, Clovia Long, says the family paid the 18-year-old's bond that evening.
That jail had told us that they can have a 24 to 48-hour process to process him out.
Normally, this is what Hendricks looks like. The next time his mother saw him, he was hospitalized.
Antonio has heavily been sedated, placed in a coma. He's doing better. They didn't find any more bleeds in the brain, but he still has a long way to go.
But how he ended up with a traumatic brain injury remains a mystery. His family is desperate to find out what happened to him after this photo was taken. The Oklahoma City Police Department tells us their records indicate Hendricks had no injuries or medical needs when they took him to the jail. He spent the next 19 hours behind bars under the supervision of jailers. And the spokesman for the jail tells us Hendricks was officially released from their custody Saturday afternoon at 2:25. Less than 30 minutes after the jail says he was released, Hendricks was in St. Anthony Hospital's emergency room.
I was told by the physicians here at St. Anthony's that Antonio was transported via IMSA, and that it was the jail that called IMSA and released him to IMSA.
Jail officials have given us little information about this case, only saying an individual who was recently booked into our facility was transported to the hospital upon release. Hendricks' mother says their family has been left in the dark.
No mother wants to see their child laying in a bed with tubes in their throat. My baby can't speak to me. As of right now, I can't even touch him. I can't kiss him because they don't want him agitated to cause him any further complications. So I'm just stuck here wondering, what may be my son's outcome.
In Oklahoma City, Lauren Henry, Oklahoma's News 4.
Now, we requested all security camera footage of Antonio Hendricks while he was inside the Oklahoma County Jail. A jail spokesperson told us it's their protocol to not release that type of video from inside the facility. However, we then sent the spokesperson several examples from the past where jail officials did release video from inside their facility. So far, our request has not been fulfilled.
All right. And so this situation happened about 10 days ago on October the 10th. Now, let's break this down. First of all, he was pulled over for improper lane use. which seems a very minuscule reason to pull somebody over. So we can start with the targeting or the harassment. You see, he's a young black male with locks. And we've also talked about how police are somehow fascinated with young black men with hair. And he allegedly, according to them, had a illegal firearm and also was charged with not having a valid license. Nevertheless, you saw on the video where he was talking, walking normal, seemed totally coherent. And his mother said that that Friday night at 7:15, he was booked, but the family paid the bond. And this is where it gets eerily suspicious, because the jail's going to tell the mother it takes 24 to 48 hours to process out. Now, me being a long time experiencer of the judicial system and having to bond out several times, 1 hour, 2 hours at the most, 3 hours if your bondsman is pretty lax. But the paperwork literally takes, as soon as your parents give the bondsman the money, it takes about maybe an hour at tops to process out. So that lets me know that there's a little shady business going on in regards to this instance. Nevertheless, he spent the night that night, and his mother said at 11:15 a.m., that's when she talked to him. She talked to him verbally. And so she didn't mention that he was going through any kind of medical emergency at that time. And then the next time that she talked to him or she heard about him was 6:15 p.m., saying that he was at the hospital, the St. Anthony's Hospital, and he was in a coma. Now, the police, the people who arrested him, have verified that he had no injuries when they took him to the jail. And during that 19 hours in the jail, that is what caused the situation to have him in that medical facility like that. Now, the jail is saying that he was released to the hospital at 2:25 p.m. Now, mind you, his mother had talked to him less than 3 hours earlier, and he was fine. So what happened between 11:45 a.m. and 2:25 p.m., and why did the jailers release him to the hospital? Now, the hospital said that he was transported to the hospital by hospital transportation, meaning that the jail called the hospital and said, come get him. That's what basically that means. And 30 minutes after he was released, he ended up at the hospital, meaning by the time that the ambulance got there, got him loaded into the ambulance, took him 30 minutes to get to the hospital, and he's in this state right now. Now, the jail is being very subversive regarding the information, saying, look, no, we don't release any camera footage from inside the jail. But the news reporter said, look, we've showed you several instances where you guys have released information from the jail. So that right there lets us know that they are hiding something. And they're saying they won't release any footage. Now, if a person has been in your care and they've already bonded, matter of fact, he should have been out of jail, before the morning came at the latest. And so for them to say that, we're not going to release any, they're not giving the family any information, leads me to believe that this is another incident which we have seen inmates being mistreated in the jail. Now, mind you, this is right on the heels of basically an acquittal of two of the officers that murdered Robert Green in upstate New York. Robert Green, if you've seen that video, he was severely beaten. I even think he may have been sodomized by those officers in upstate New York. And only one was convicted and 2 were found not guilty. And about 6 of the other officers have pleaded guilty in regards to their testimony. So we have clear-cut case evidence of what goes on in these jails. And this happened once again in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And they are being very vague. This is a story that no one's talking about. So I'm asking you guys to share this video. Now, if you want to get involved, you know how we do. Once again, I won't say what to do, but the location that this happened is Oklahoma City Jail, Oklahoma County Jail. So I think that they need to know that we know what happened, and we are definitely concerned about what happened. And do with that information as you will. But I certainly have been a victim of jail, prison staff, and police abuse. And so anytime that I see this situation and there's no explanation, hey, he fell getting out of the shower, he hit his head on the bars, none of that, no explanation leads me to believe they're trying to get their story together. So please share this video, get this video out there into the public, into the stratosphere, into the internet space, so we can make them aware that we know. Once again, this is 10 days ago, and there is no national coverage. That is a local station. And so shout out to the individual that sent me this story, because there's no way that this should just be handled like it is being handled, with no information given to the public. So please do that. Share this video. And also, if you want to let them know down in Oklahoma City that we are aware of that, feel free to take the proper measures to do so. Once again, his name is Antonio Hendricks, 18 years old, young black brother. And so as the scripture says, Ephesians 5:11, everything done in secret shall be revealed, and those things hidden shall be revealed on the mountaintop. So we want to expose this and, help this family get some attention and some accountability for the condition and the state that our dear brother is. We're definitely going to keep him in his prayers. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and commenting on the video, and also subscribing to the channel. You see the number 919-587-7782. And as always, pray you have peace and blessings. The scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Who keep the people informed? Stories abroad from literary work where the narrative's wrong. The research is always on point, the commentary is hard. It's Rich Teller raising the bar. Follow along, shout out to FBA, still FTP, big up NFAC, and all my black families. It's 3 sides to all stories, which one you gon' believe? We run down on the false prophets when they come to deceive. 100% urban world news, current events. We don't like them lies. Media is biased, we got God beside us. Ladies and gents is power. If you don't know by now, look around me, the darkest hours. Cops squeezing hammers, cause they don't understand us. We stop and freeze with our hands and kill us off like cancer. Don't speculate before the facts on the case. Telehouse, set them straight, my spoken rich investigate. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news don't mud it in. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.